Hey there. So today I'm going to talk about how to actually rank in niches that are super difficult. And by difficult, I mean that they're really hard to rank, really hard to compete. And this might be because there's just so much competition. If you have an e-commerce store, if you're competing in a niche where there are a lot of dropshippers, that also means that there's a lot of competition. And yeah, with more competition, it's just it makes sense that the barrier to entry to rank in top positions is also higher. Or sometimes it's that the products are just so expensive that your competitors are well aware of the potential return on investment into their SEO. I'm going to show you one of the most difficult niches in e-commerce, which is testosterone supplements. We can tick two boxes with this. So first of all, this is a lucrative product to sell. If you're selling testosterone supplements, the margins are high. People tend to become repeat customers. They don't only buy this once. They usually tend to buy supplements, testosterone supplements, for months in a row, especially if the supplements actually work. And also another factor is that Google is cautious about the sites that it's ranking in the your money, your life niches, meaning that the different niches that affect someone's health, Google has extra filters to only show the sites that are super authoritative, so that it wouldn't recommend businesses or websites that give out false information or sell products that are not as good to the people buying them. So, and this is what you're going to see here. Although the keyword difficulty 36, this doesn't seem as that difficult to my eyes. Yes, like if you're a novice or if you don't have a significant SEO budget, this could be rather tricky to beat or to compete in. Ahrefs tells us that you need 47 referring domains to rank here, which basically means if you round up to 50, it means that if an average high quality link costs around $300, so that means that you would need to invest $15,000 into backlinks to rank for this keyword, which isn't that much, because if you're selling testosterone supplements, if you spend 15,000 into SEO in a lucrative niche, you'll make the ROI 5 to 10x at least. So 15,000 wouldn't really discourage me. But what would discourage me is if I scroll down and if I look at who's currently ranking at the top, which is something you always have to do to understand the competition. If you're competing in any field, you want to see who's currently at the top, who's at the podium, and to understand what have they done. So with the testosterone supplements, if you look at the sites here, this is WebMD, Mayo Clinic, VA.gov, Amazon, Cleveland Clinic, and other really high authoritative sites. Healthline here sitting in position number 10. Healthline usually is in the first position. So yeah, this already gives you a good hint about how hard it is to rank here. And also, if you look at the DRs or the domain ratings of these sites, and if you don't know what DR stands for, it's how strong the domain is, how authoritative the domain is. And I would say anything above 40 is rather hard to beat. Most of our clients usually, their domains, if they're just starting out, they're in the zeros, the DRs are in the zeros, or if they work with us for 6 to 12 months, we get their DRs usually to the 30s or 40s. And that takes 6 to 12 months. Competing against businesses with DRs in the 90s, this takes 5 to 10 years. And they have invested hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars into building backlinks, links from other websites. So yes, this is really hard to compete. And if it would just be like a couple of sites with DR90s in the top 10, that would be still beatable. We do that all the time for our clients. But what I see here in the top 10 is most sites are their DRs are in the 90s, and there's only 2 sites with DRs in the 70s. But even 70 is really, really high. Like it takes hundreds of thousands of dollars to get your DR into the 70s. And so this is a super competitive niche. And if you are selling testosterone supplements, what you should do, the point of the video is how to go about it. Should you drop SEO investments, or should you just drop SEO or disregard SEO as a marketing channel altogether, or is there still a way? And it is more difficult, but yes, there is still a way. And the way to go about it is, by the way, as a side note, let's just see which position, or do we even see any lower DR sites ranking in the top 100 at all? So now I'm scrolling down on the Google top results here. I'm looking at where do I see the first DR that's reasonable in 40s, let's say. Okay, so I find this site here, DR47, which isn't that, even these guys aren't that easy to beat. And they're sitting in position number 23. So yeah, that shows that it's actually really hard to rank as well. And then again, if you scroll even further, again, DR90s, 80s. Anyway, you get the point. So how to compete with these kinds of sites? So the first strategy that I would recommend is to try and get yourself into listicles. So if it's really hard to rank for testosterone supplements, you could try and look for businesses or other websites. So if you can't beat them, join them is the basic strategy. So you could Google for best testosterone supplement, best testosterone booster, best testosterone booster for men. So for all these different occasions or client groups, look through all of these, best testosterone booster for men over 50, and you're going to find different websites ranking at the top. And then just open these sites up and try to see who isn't a competitor of yours, who isn't selling testosterone themselves, but it's just an aggregator of a list. And once you see these kinds of sites in the top 20, I would recommend to not only look at the top 10, but also the top 20, because even if they're not on the first page, they still get some traffic, as you see here. CVS, for example, yeah, they sell they sell testosterone themselves, so I wouldn't contact these guys. But they're still, if you see that they're sitting in the position number 12 and they're getting Ahrefs estimates that they're getting around 300 visitors a month, so it's still worth to go after sites in the top 20 for different best supplement or best product for why. So best testosterone booster for men over 50 and these kinds of searches. Whenever you see someone that is not a competitor who's not selling testosterone supplements themselves, but has a list and is ranking in top 20 at least, I would recommend to get in touch with those businesses and ask, hey, I'm selling a testosterone supplement. What does it take for you to also include my product in that list? And then you can go from there. You can either send them your supplements for them to review. Oftentimes they just ask you for money and for you to give the description or the review by yourself, or they will review too or provide their own content. So whatever it takes, it's just always be ethical about it. And yeah, it's just a business. So these guys that are ranking and listing different products, they're often affiliates, and what they're doing is basically they own real estate in the search results, and then they're renting out those spots. Sometimes it can be unethical, but if you can find an ethical way to get into those lists, then I would encourage you to do that. And this is done rather often, and this is just a good way to promote your products even more. So that's the first strategy, to try and, if you can't beat them, join them and just pay them or offer them free products to review them. And even sometimes you can also see YouTube videos here ranking at the top. So you see here in position number 23, here's a YouTube video that doesn't get that much traffic from Google search, but definitely does get traffic from YouTube search. So of course they wouldn't edit their video to include your product, but if there are someone that do review testosterone boosters or relevant products, they could include you in their next video. So that's something we also do for our clients, and this can be super lucrative and can yield really good results. So the second strategy is to go after lower difficult keywords with lower difficulty. And yes, unfortunately, you will need a tool, Ahrefs or SEMrush, to do this. But again, if you are serious about doing SEO for your supplement brand or for whatever brand you have, you're going to need a tool like this anyways, or you need to hire someone to do this work for you. By the way, we have a mini service, keywords for e-commerce blog articles. So we can do this research for you we sell these kind of keywords or keyword ideas for $250 for 5 keywords. So $250 for 5 blog article ideas. And the strategy is that you would be looking for low-hanging fruit blog articles that you could write about testosterone or whatever topic you have. And and you would then rank for those products. And like when you're talking about, let's say, you're finding a question or a problem that someone has that would be interested in the testosterone or whatever product you're selling, someone that's looking to buy testosterone, but they have a question. And if you see that many people are asking this question from Ahrefs based on the search volume, then you could answer that question with your blog article and then recommend your own products in that blog article. So if you can't rank for testosterone boosters, you could write a blog article. It's a strategy that I've recommended many times before. Like I've shown you, if you've seen my previous videos, I've shown you how different businesses utilize blog articles to generate sales for their e-commerce stores. So just an example, does aging increase testosterone? Gets 3,400 searches every month. So if you write an article covering this topic, talking about it, and if the answer is no, or even if it's a yes, you could still say that yes, it does increase testosterone, or if it doesn't, I don't know. I'm just giving an example here. But a better solution is to supplement testosterone and buy our product, for example. And then you can redirect people to buy our testosterone. And there are many. Another question here: does testosterone make you taller? So you could even answer this one. And the way I would recommend to find these keywords, and the way we usually do it, is we just type in the main head terms to Keyword Explorer, and we look for all relevant matching terms, all different questions, different keywords people are typing in around the topic of testosterone. And then we add some filters here. What I'm looking for is the lowest TR up to 40 in top 5. And what it means here on Ahrefs is that I'm only looking for keywords where a website with a DR, with a domain rating, no more than 40 is ranking in the top 5. So smaller sites, weaker sites are ranking in top 5. This shows weakness, and this shows that it's definitely, if someone else with a DR of up to 40 is able to rank in the top 5, then it's also possible for you to do that. So if you saw previously, like I showed you, that for the testosterone boosters, there was no one below DR 72 ranking in the top 10. So if you have a website with a DR in the 10s, 20s, or 30s, or even 40s, there's no point in you trying and rank for that keyword. You would just be spinning your wheels. You'd be wasting your SEO resources, but you would have much better odds of ranking for these kinds of keywords. Signs of high testosterone in a man. So that's something that you could write. As you see here in the second position, there's a website with a DR of 23 only, and they have no backlinks. So this shows as incredible weakness, and they're getting almost 900 visitors. So I'm not going into is this topic actually relevant? If someone were to search for this, you need to keep in mind that if someone would be searching for this keyword, would they be an ideal candidate, or would they be a potential candidate to actually buy your product? So you also have to keep that in mind. But still, it's just this kind of research is giving you tons of ideas how to write about testosterone, or how to attract your target audience, people interested in your product, but have questions around it. So this is called top of the funnel searches, or top of the funnel keywords. And if you target those keywords with your blog articles, odds are that you're going to grab some attention from those searchers. You're going to build trust with them. They're going to trust you if you write good articles answering their questions. And then if you recommend your products in those articles, odds are that they're going to buy your products, or at least they would get to know your brand, and you could retarget them through paid ads, or you could capture them in many other ways to try and sell your products to them at a later stage. So that's a really good strategy. And another option with Ahrefs is that if you go to Ahrefs Content Explorer here, and you type in testosterone, and you also add some filters, you were looking only for sites with DR up to 40 again. So sites that have not that high of a DR, and that have page traffic. So page traffic, so traffic to a specific page of at least 100. And the word count of at least 1,000. So what these filters do is that I'm looking for blog articles from weaker sites that get at least 100 visitors a month, and on the topic of testosterone in the title, and of course also in English, or in whichever language you're trying to SEO your site in. And what this tells me is a list of blog articles. I'm seeing 115 blog articles from different lower DR sites on topic of testosterone that are getting traffic. You see here the first result here. It's not resulted based on traffic, but the first result gets 242 visitors every month. And yeah, they have an article on 11 foods that kill testosterone, plus 11 that increase testosterone. So this is a good idea for you. The article is only 1,500 words. You could write a better article. It could be more in depth. You could have 15 or 17 foods or 19, just one up them. And also it's rather old already. 1.5 years old, 14th of April, 2023. By the time of recording this, it's over 18 months old. So if you write a fresher, newer article, odds are that you will have good chances of outranking these guys here. And yeah, there's like many opportunities here. And also another hack is that if you find a business or a website that has been able to generate traffic for the blog article and whose TR is rather low, you could not just look at one of their articles. You could open up the site and look what other articles do they have. I opened up a site here, trtnation.com. Their total traffic is almost 20,000 total organic traffic. And with Ahrefs top pages report on the left here, what we usually do is we look at what else is bringing traffic to them. To get ideas, how to get a prescription for testosterone online the TRT Nation way. So if it is relevant, or if it isn't, if you think this is relevant to you, you could also write an article on it and try to make a better article. Open up their article, read it through, and see is it relevant to you. And if it is, you could also write the same article, because you already know that this is working for another business. So you could just copy the strategy and one up them, or make a better article, and grab users that are interested in testosterone, and attract them to your own site, and then offer and sell your own products. So these are the main ways how to rank for, or how to get traffic, how to generate traffic for the hardest niches. You don't need to give up. You don't need to wave a white flag and say I give up if it's difficult. If you see behemoths ranking here, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend trying to compete with them, at least in the beginning. I would much rather suggest that you would go after the lower hanging fruit, lower difficulty keywords, and start from there, get the snowball rolling. And then maybe at one point you could, if you have built up your authority, you could start competing with these guys here again. And let me know if you have any questions. And also, if you're interested, I will leave a link to this mini service. If you don't have access to Ahrefs, or if you don't want to bother to do this, we can give you 5 keywords, 5 blog article ideas for your niche through this link. You just go to the first link in the description and you get to this page. Here's a small description about how this product works. Thank you. I hope you got some value out of this video, and have a great day. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.